So I want to talk about something that happened this morning. All right, so this morning I'm getting ready for church, right? And my daughter comes up to me and she says, "Hey dad, can I get this thing? There's this thing I really want to get." And I know this thing that she wants to get. And I know that if she gets this thing, it's going to cause a lot of problems. It's going to cause a lot of just issues. So it's going to be better for her to wait. Like if she just waits until it's time for us to head out the door, that's when I'm going to tell her, "Hey, go get that thing that you wanted and bring it with you." But she keeps asking over and over and over and over and over. And it gets to the point to where she's trying to take matters into her own hands and go and get this thing. And so I tell her as her dad, "Hey, you know what? You can't have it now. You can't have it. I was going to give it to you. I was going to let you get it. We were going to do it on my time. And the reason we were going to do it on my time is because if I give you this thing that you want now, this thing that is not bad, it's actually good for you. This thing that is not bad, if I give it to you now, this thing that I give you that is good, you're going to use it in a way that's going to cause problems for you. It's going to cause problems for the people around you. And then I'm going to have to step in and do more work and to fix these problems that you would have caused." And so it gets to a point where I tell her, "Hey, you can't have it, now you can't have it at all, right? Because you've gone against what I've said, and you've been doing so well in your life being obedient, but now this time you've gone against my word and you've gone to go do your own thing." And so God is the same way. And it wasn't until after, she was sad that I had to talk to her. And I said, "Hey, baby girl, come here. Let me talk to you." And I said, "Why did you want that thing that you want?" One second. I said, I went to her and I said, "Hey, what did you want that thing for?" And she says, "Well, Daddy, I wanted it because I wanted to have it when we were in the van." I said, "Exactly. I knew that. I knew you wanted it because you were going to play with it. You were going to have it when we were in the van." But I said, "But baby girl, if you would have got it, if I'd have gave it to you when you asked for it, would we have been in the van?" And her answer was no. And so I said to her, "So look, by you being impatient and trying to go do your own thing, you could have had it for the van, but now you don't have it at all." And I use that as an opportunity to tell her that it is the same thing, that the reason I'm doing this is because you have to learn now that I, as your earthly father, I have goddess knowledge and wisdom that I'm going to give you. I have wisdom that you don't understand. I have knowledge that you don't understand. And I'm not going to explain every single reason that I tell you to wait, because maybe I don't have the time to, or maybe it's not for you to know. You just need to trust me and wait. And I shared with her that God is the same way, that there are going to be times that we're going to go to God, right? We're going to go to God and we're going to ask God for something and he's going to tell us to wait. I told my daughter, God's going to give us one of three answers: no, yes, or wait. There's going to be times that God is going to tell us to wait. And God tells us in his word to be patient and wait upon the Lord. But if we say, "You know what, I don't like that God's not giving me this right now. I don't like that God is making me wait. I'm going to go take it into my own hands and go do my own thing and go get it my own way on my own time." What we're going to ultimately do is step out of the provision of God, step out of the will of God. And we're going to create problems in our life that God's going to have to come and fix. Right? And on top of that, the problems that we're going to cause in our life is going to delay the blessings that God has for us. You see what I'm saying? So because she went to go take this in her own hands, the thing that she could have had and been playing with in the van, she doesn't get it until she goes back home. And I say, "Baby girl, do you know why Daddy is teaching you?" She says, "I know." I said, "Why?" She says, "Because you want me to have a good life." I said, "You're absolutely right." She says, "You want me to have a good life when I become an adult." I said, "You're absolutely right, baby, because if you don't understand this lesson with me as your earthly father, and you don't understand that I'm leading you and guiding you in the word of God and teaching you patience and waiting, because God tells us to be patient and wait. Like if you don't get that now on an earthly level as a child, it's going to be very hard for you to get that and master that on a spiritual level as an adult." Now, for those of you that don't know, my daughter is saved. So, she is saved. She has given her life to Christ. So this is something that I am doing to teach her. I am not being mean or rude or disrespectful to her, but I'm guiding her, right? And I'm explaining to her that there's a reason that Dad is doing what he's doing. So, really this message is just talking about being patient and wait upon the Lord. Now, me and my wife, man, we're in a tough situation. We don't know where we're going to live, in the next 60 days or whatever. And things have been hard. And it's very easy for me to be just like my daughter, to be just like a child, right? To be just like a child and rush into getting something that I want to have for my family out of fear, without having regard for God's word or for God's provision. And so the other part of this is, as I was talking to my daughter, I realized that I was talking to myself. And I just think God is so good, man. You know, he tells us to be fruitful and multiply. And I think one of the reasons he tells us to be fruitful and multiply is because when we are fruitful and we multiply, we will lead our children in a way that allows us to understand God better. So that's all. I just wanted to put that out there. You know, be patient and wait upon the Lord. As I was sharing that with my daughter, I was convicted in my spirit. You know, I need to be patient and wait upon the Lord. I need to not make hasty decisions. I need to wait upon God and wait for his provision and see what he has for me and my family. I will end that with one more thing. I don't think that waiting upon the Lord means doing nothing. You know, God does command us to have faith, but we know that faith without works is dead. And so I think we have to be balanced, right? We can't do works and not have faith, and we can't have faith and not do works. There has to be a balance, right? We have to do the work and have faith that God will provide the result, right? And so I think there's a balancing act there. So for whoever this is for, there's probably something you're dealing with in your life, going with in your life. You've probably been asking God for something. You're not getting the answer you want in the time you want. Maybe it's because you're not having faith. Maybe it's because you're not doing the work. But maybe you are having faith and you are doing the work, but you're just not getting the answer in the time that you want. I just want you to pray about this message that you're seeing here. And I pray that God will open your heart. He'll speak to you. He'll lead you and guide you in your decision-making process, and he'll be with you. I'll end this with this. Even David, you know, when I think as human beings, it's very easy, and I've dealt with this too. As human beings, it's very easy to look around at others that are being blessed in their relationship with God, and we're thinking to ourselves, God, when are you going to bless me? When are you going to bless me? And that made me think about David, how when David was told and anointed to be king, it was very easy for him to look around. God, when am I going to be king? God, you told me you were going to be king. Why I'm not king today? 1 year goes by. God, you told me I was going to be king a year ago. Why am I not king? 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, 10 years goes by. He's still not king. God, you told me I was going to be king. Why am I not king now? And so, you know, but we know that David was one of Israel's best kings, even so much so that Jesus Christ came through his lineage. And so be patient, wait upon the Lord, lean not unto thy own understanding, trust in the Lord with all your heart, acknowledge him in all your ways, and he will direct your paths. So I don't know who this is for. I know it's for somebody. Hopefully it's been a blessing. I'm outie. See you on the next one.